this is the man, this man in the middle. He is the constituency, that's the Akwatia constituency aspirant for the NDC elect today. He is the one who is going to be on the ballot for the NDC in the next less than 1 month ahead of us. Now, there's a very interesting relationship between this man who is the candidate elect for the NDC today, that's lawyer Bernard Bedi-Akobado, and the former member of parliament and the former aspirant or the candidate of the NDC in this Akwatia constituency. That's Henry Boakye. Henry Boakye won the Akwatia constituency for the NDC in the 2020 elections. He contested that election with the late member of parliament who, as a result of his demise, has necessitated this particular by-election, that's NS Yakumi. So in 2020, Henry Boakye and NS Yakumi contested that election in the Akwatia constituency, but Henry Boakye prevailed with less than 2,000 vote difference. But fast forward to 2024, the two of them contested. That's the late NS Yakumi and Henry Boakye. Now, you do know how things played out in that election where we saw that the dispute and then also the NDC challenging the declaration of NS Yakumi as the MP-elect in court. Now, this matter has still not been settled. I mean, the merits of this particular case has still not been settled in court, but with the demise of NS Yakumi, it renders that court case moot, as far as we do know. Now, this development is interesting because Bernard Bedi-Akobado, the man who has been elected today as the NDC's candidate for the Akwatia constituency by-election, was the lawyer for Henry Boakye. During this entire process of he contesting the 2024 elections declaration for the late NS Yakumi, right from 2024, the 9th of December when all of this was going on, this is the lawyer for this man. Then, after NS Yakumi's demise, when the seat was declared vacant, his lawyer says, you know what, I'm the constituency secretary for the NDC in Akwatia, so even though I'm your lawyer, I'm going to test my mettle and my influence on the ground. I decide to contest this primaries to see if I'm going to win. Well, guess what? After the election today, Bernard Bedi-Akobado, the lawyer of Henry Boakye, the former member of parliament, the 2024 parliamentary candidate for the NDC in Akwatia, has won 380 votes, followed closely by Erasmus Kone Ali, who's also very, very known on the ground from what we do. We also got information, 366. And then Henry Boakye, who is the incumbent, actually trailed third with 226 of the vote cast. And you should follow me closely because it tells a different story when we look at what has been happening in the Akwatia constituency in terms of the parliamentary results. The two political parties have both won this constituency before. And this is what happened. In the year 2000 at least, let's start off from there. This election, the NPP won. And it's been a closely contested election right from the creation of this constituency. So until in 2016, when the NPP won with a huge margin of almost 6,000 votes difference, it was closely contested, 48.9, almost 49% in 2000. The NDC followed closely with about 43% on the average. And then in 2004, the NPP inched up a bit with 52.2%. And in that particular election, remember, that was the second term of John Agyekum Kufuor as President of the Republic of Ghana. Fast forward to 2008, that election that we saw, a runoff as well, with John Evans Atamil showing up strongly. This is what played out in the Akwatia constituency. And recall the 2008 election in the Akwatia constituency was fraught with some violence, which led to a rerun of that particular elections. So the Akwatia constituency, although there are fears of, possible violence and the statements that have been made ahead of this by-election, the Akwatia constituency is not new to concerns of violence in an election. 2008 comes to mind. But this is how the elections played out. In 2012, Baba Jamal won. In fact, Baba Jamal was the one who contested in 2008. He didn't win in 2012. He won on the ticket of the NDC with this Very, very close margin. In 2016, we saw the NDC put up Baba Jamal again as the incumbent, but he lost. That's when the MPP showed up strongly. And this results of the highest we've seen in terms of the margin of victory in the Akwatia constituency was chalked by the NPP candidate in 2016. And it's because the 2016 election itself had a lot of outliers, and that's what we saw as well play out in 2024, as some have predicted that things could actually realign in 2028. But 2020, we saw Henry Boachi now step in as the candidate for the NDC, and he won. NSC Alkumi contested him, he lost. 2024, it flipped around. Now, we're seeing two new candidates for both the MPP and the NDC going into this by-election. Rashid Tanko Computer is Deputy Director of IT and Elections for the NDC. He's joining us on Zoom right now. Dr. Computer, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, my brother. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for asking. Now, I start off from this, the outcome of this primaries today. Now you know who is going to contest on your ticket as a party. But then again, how do you intend to address the fallout from today? Because lawyer Beidou, who won today, was the lawyer for your candidate in 2024. And now he's contested him and he has won. How do you intend to address whatever fallout there may be after today between the two of them?
Well, Alfred, this is the beauty of democracy. The NDC is a social democratic party. And that is why initially when we opened the primaries, people did not understand the reason behind that. Now they are getting to understand the reason behind going for the primaries. We had the intelligence that if we had voiced a candidate on the people of Akwatia, the repercussion would have been great. So we decided to go this route by opening nomination and allowing people to test their strength before the delegates. And clearly, it turned out that that was the best of decision the Functional Executive Committee took in allowing these primaries to come on. That is the beauty of democracy. I mean, they are together. Everybody understood the nature of the contest before going in there. And they had a delegates list. In fact, that is why the whole process went very peaceful without any incident. Nobody had any issue whatsoever against the process. It went very peaceful. And we are very sure that lawyer Baden is going to win the election. He's going to win massively. Now the battle lines are drawn. I can assure you by tomorrow we are hitting the grounds running, and NPP should prepare for us because we are going to hand them down a heavy defeat in this Akwatia by-election.
What informs this? What informs this confidence that you're beaming with tonight? That he's already won.
Alfred, 2024, we won the election. In fact, we were initially even declared winners.
Yes, but that was overturned.
Yes, and that was overturned at Tesano Police Station in Accra. You remember, your cameras can even play back what happened at Tesano Police Station. We were having problems with them over it because we had identified that a number of polling stations, almost 12 of them, recorded overvoting to the tune of 2,000 votes given to the MPP candidate.
Well, did you?
And that was all.
Did you bring this matter up? Is it part of the issues, the evidence you've presented in court?
Yes, Alfred. This was the reason why we're in court. You see, when the contempt case was placed against him, and he ran to Supreme Court, there was also election petition ongoing at the Kufridwa High Court. And so we're pursuing that matter. Although Supreme Court vacated the contempt this thing that was placed on him, Supreme Court vacated it and allowed him to continue the case at Kufridwa. Unfortunately, we lost him. May his soul rest in perfect peace. We don't wish death for anybody. In fact, we wish that he was alive so that we continue the court case, so that Ghanaians will see that MPP actually rigged the election. We're going to exhibit in the pink sheet how they did it and all that. Unfortunately, he lost his life. So the matter is moot now. So we are aware. But this time, I'm telling you that the MPP will not have the luxury and laxity of rigging the election.
But then again,
because
you
they
see,
will not have that time.
here's what the issue is, because now you're going beyond what happened in 2024 with this by-election in front of, or ahead of you in less than a month. Now, how strong is your candidate on the ground? And I ask this because some of the delegates we spoke to, at least one of them we spoke to after this primaries earlier today, indicated that, you know, he's not known, even though he's the secretary of the NDC for Akwatia. How strong is he on the ground?
Before he became a secretary, he was overwhelmingly voted for. There was a constituency conference to elect executives, and he was voted for. If he was not known, he wouldn't have, nobody was going to vote for him. Don't forget that our conference at that time, 2021, 2022, was one of the most competitive conferences that we ever held. And yet he emerged as the winner, the constituency secretary for that constituency, and led the constituency to the election. In fact, he led the constituency. He was leading the charge as the chief scribe of the constituency. That led it. Look, the votes we got in Akwatia are unprecedented in 2024. That is why I'm saying that statisticians, those who are very much interested in numbers, should go and look at the presidential votes and the parliamentary votes. They will see what I'm talking about. You see where the rigging machinery came from. And it was our secretary who led it for us to chalk these successes. So I'm not surprised he emerged winner to this election. I'm not surprised at all, because his track record is there. The people know him very well, and he's been fighting for the party. Look, he was doing this work pro bono. Listen, all the time we're going to court. In fact, I was with him in Supreme Court, going to in and out. Anytime we're going there, pro bono. He was foiling his own vehicle to come there and all that. And so he has fought for the party all this while. I'm not surprised the delegates decided to reward him with this victory. Out for contest, you should expect that some will be aggrieved that, look, their candidate didn't win.
Yeah.
So
this is what I meant.
This kind of
well,
stuff,
this is what I meant, and just so you listen, because and then also, if you acknowledge that there are some differences or persons who may be harboring one ill feeling or the other, I intend to address it. But this is what one of the delegates said. Take a look.
Chairman, I saw my party there. We should all come together. But as your friends say, your friends say, we pay, you pay. Mama, your friends, and there all night, and all we need, and there, about general one, you better my MP.
Said you must say about to abandon Debbie. And money and cosa, your bonfire, some penny phone solely. No more romantum, no more campaign, I win ya. No for football, number man kabum, and Akwatia in them. You became one boom.
So, Dr. Rashid Tanko, I beg your pardon. That's what you got in there, hearing the lady who just spoke.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a contest. You know, there were 3 in number vying for the position. Unfortunately, the other 2 couldn't make it. He won. So what do you expect? Their supporters at that trying moment will be aggrieved, of course. But I can assure you, they will come back home. They'll come to reality that there's a need to present an NDC MP to Parliament to represent the good people of Akwatia, because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has done extremely well for the country. Other constituencies are yearning for it. In fact, even today, if MPP, a member of Parliament, there are 87, one of them should resign, we will go and take that because the people will vote for us.
I see.
Because they are enjoying the fruit of their labor. Ghanaians are enjoying it. Constituencies upon constituencies are yearning. Look, even there is a cry out there that, look, why should MPP 87 continue wasting our time?
Okay.
Because the thing His Excellency is doing is unprecedented under the 4th Republican Constitution. 7 months in government, and Ghanaians are enjoying this kind of fruits that they've never gotten before.
We'll see how the coming days will look like. And September 2 is just less than a month away from today. So we would build up strongly to that day and certainly be on the ground to gauge the mood and sentiments there. Rashid Tanko, Computer, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you.
I'm grateful.